What is up, Need for Speed racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here today with my micro drift tutorial. Micro drifting is a skill of applying a drift turn and a grip turn in one, so you get more bars of boost than you typically would with just one skill or the other. It is a very, very strong technique. Almost all of us use it, and it is truly the way to go if you want to get faster. It's the concept of doing a drift that is very shallow, so it's a very set line, and it is basically giving you a grip turn while you are drifting, and I'll show you all that here in a moment. It can be applied all over the place, every single race. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it's very, very fast. I do it all the time. All of that being said, you guys, it's going to take some practice. Bear with me on the video. I'm not much of a teacher, so I break it down in a lot of different ways, and this is a harder video for me to make because it's kind of uncharted waters for me, but it's a skill that I really want you guys to have. It's going to uplift the community and get you guys faster, and that's what I care about the most. So let's dig into it. I will say that just because I show you this one corner, you can apply it everywhere. I mean, you can do a micro drift, get half a bar of boost from drifting, and then finish out the grip turn and get another bar and a half, and then have a 2-bar corner, whereas you would only have 1.5 here and then half a bar here. And as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, if you have a full boost bar, that's 1. If you have 1.5, it's still only treated as 1. So it goes in increments. It's 1, 2, and 3. So if you have 2.5 bars of boost, it's only going to count as a 2-bar when you go to hit the button for the acceleration portion. So it's really important to get that bar up to that next point, so that way you're getting the most out of it. So in some corners that are a little more shallow, you might apply these skills I'm about to show you and do 1 bar for drift, finish the turn, get 1 bar from a grip turn, and now you've got a 2-bar boost. And so just combine it all together, do what you can, and you can also do it in a straight line. I'll explain that at the end of the video. There's a lot of different things you can do. Let's dig into it. I'll try not to be long-winded, and let's try to teach everybody something. Okay, here we are at the top of Hard 8. I'm going to show you a lot of clips in this section to try to walk you through the best practices for micro drifting and the goals. A proper micro drift is essentially a grip turn and a drift turn in the same corner, so that way you get maximization of both bonuses. We're going to build boost with the drift. We're going to use that boost to exit the corner faster than we normally would, and then when we finish the corner, we're going to have a full grip turn. And so essentially we're getting extra bars of boost that we normally wouldn't accumulate, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So we're in our Evo 10. We're going to come down here. I've got the controller blown up as big as I can get it so you guys will see that. And you'll see as we enter the corner here, I tap the brake. That starts the drift. You'll see the smoke's coming off the tires there. You'll see that we are now building a bar of boost on the right hand side. It says drifting. You don't want to be in a full drift, which is a steeper angle than this. This is a very shallow angle drift, and you'll see that we've now got a full bar there. I use that bar. I've actually hit the button right there. You'll see the A is depressed. I'm going to use that single bar from the drift turn to exit the corner quickly. As we exit the corner, it gives us our grip turn. You'll see that it just gave us that bonus and gave us a full 3-bar. Essentially, that is a 4 boost bar corner, but we're only able to ever put 3 in the tank. So you use the accumulation of boost from the drift before you exit the corner to get better acceleration, and then when you finish the corner and you get your full grip turn, you get a 3-bar. So essentially it's 4 bars in 1 corner, and you'll see that we're going fast, and then we've got the 3-bar. Let's move on to the next clip. For this clip, I want you guys to watch my left thumbstick, the steering input. You'll see that I'm tapping the thumbstick and not holding it all the way over. So I'm tapping. That's keeping it in a drift, but it's a very shallow corner. It gives us the 1-bar plus 2.9. We started the corner a little later for the micro drift, so it didn't give us all of the boost. But what it does is I want you guys to see that steering input. I'm not holding the thumbstick all the way over. I'm tapping to get a very, very shallow drift. And that's really what I want you to see here, because if you're holding it, the car will rotate too much. It does a full drift, and it doesn't give you the grip bonus. So I'm just tapping that thumbstick, boosting out, and then it awards us the grip turn. So the technique that you're looking for here is to accumulate boost with the drift, use that drift to exit the corner, and then when it awards you the grip turn, hopefully you'll get 3 bars, and then you're getting 4 bars of boost in a maximum of a 3-bar corner kind of deal. In this clip, we're going to focus on the technique of throttle application. So right trigger is my throttle. You'll see that it's fully depressed right now, so it's all the way white. The left trigger, which is brake, is totally not depressed at all, so it's full black. Anything in between, which is a gray, as it comes lighter, is more throttle being applied. That being said, as I go into this, you'll see me tap the brake, and then I slowly start to apply the throttle and roll it on smoothly and evenly. If you just mash the throttle, that's going to cause the car to start to drift and then sometimes rotate. And so what you want to do is be smooth with that and apply it in a very controlled manner. So you'll see that I hit the brake, I'm fully out of the throttle for a moment, and then I slowly apply it. Let me show you that again. Coming down the hill, I'll try to pause in the exact spot where there's no throttle at all, right there. So you'll see that I tapped the brake, started the drift, and then it's barely gray. Like I've got the throttle applied maybe 10%, and then I slowly apply it. You'll watch it slowly fade to white, and that's because I'm very gingerly adding the throttle. And just now there, towards the end of the corner after we're past the apex, is at full throttle. All that being said, you guys, I only got a small drift. You'll see on the right that it's not currently giving me a drift, but I am still in the grip turn. And so I don't get a full bar there at all to use. I finish out the corner, straighten out, and then it gives me a full 3 bar. So that being the case, you guys, you want to be smooth on the throttle application. This was the best clip that I had for that because it showed me getting all the way out and then slowly applying it. If you apply it too much, you'll do a full drift, and that's not what you want. You want to get a grip turn and a drift turn all together. This is a quick clip showing you what happens when I go from no throttle to max throttle after applying the brakes. So let me show you here. As I enter the corner, I was fully out of it there for a moment, and then I'm full throttle again. So I let go of the gas, hit the brake, started the drift. You'll see it says we're drifting there on the right hand side. Full throttle is now applied. Watch what happens. I'm still tapping the thumbstick like normal, but watch what happens to the car here, you guys. It fully rotates and puts us into a full drift, takes us way off our line. So that's why I wanted to show you in the previous clip why you want to be slow application of the throttle. If you just gun it once you start that micro drift, it's going to give you a full drift and it's going to throw you way off your line. You're going to miss your corner and it's going to go all bad. This clip is very important because it shows timing. You've got to use your boost early from the drift so that way it's done using the bar before it awards you the next grip turn. If you are actively using boost and the bar is emptying from the yellow, while it tries to give you more, you will receive none. And this is an example of that. So I'll try to pause it at the right spot. I'm entering the turn, everything's cool. You'll see the brake tap, I'm out of the throttle, start tapping the throttle, rolling it on, everything's beautiful. We've got our boost. I'm almost to 2 bars. The moment it hits 2 bars, I'm going to use it immediately because we're coming out of that corner. It's trying to award us the grip turn. It's going to happen any moment, and I know that, so I'm trying to use the drift. I'm using it right now. I've already pressed it. You'll see the needle is now at the bottom. During the window of when that yellow bar is going down and you're currently using your boost, if you accumulate any other boost, it won't actually award it to you and put it in the tank because you cannot fill the tank while you are emptying it. It doesn't work that way for the game. So I'm going to press play here. You will see that it will say grip turn at the bottom. When it says grip turn right there, that is when it awards you the bonus from doing a grip turn. So during a big long sweeping turn, it doesn't tell you you're doing a grip turn. But once you're done with that, it says grip turn and it gives you all the boost. Right now, we are still using our yellow bar from the drift. So you'll see when I press play that you'll see the rest of that yellow bar empty the tank. It currently says grip turn. It's trying to award us that bonus, which is normally a 3 bar from that corner, as you guys have seen in previous clips. But we will get none of it because I waited too long to activate my original boost. So it goes empty. It's still saying grip turn. It's still trying to give us the 3 bar, but it can't because we were in the activation window during that. And so through that whole corner, we waited too long to use the drift. We ended up basically wasting a 3 bar of boost because timing was not correct. This corner is an example of what happens when you fall out of a micro drift and then you brake tap to re-enter it. And so I will try to pause at the appropriate moments for you guys. As we enter, it's like normal. I get out of the gas, tap the brake right there. You'll see I just tapped the brake, no throttle is applied, and I'm just turning. It says I'm drifting. I'm going to slowly roll on the throttle, watch for the right trigger to start turning white. There we go. And then I fall out for a second right there. Right now, I'm just grip turning. I'm not micro drifting. You'll see that I'm currently in the process of tapping that brake to start the micro drift again. I do that, just tap it mid-throttle, finish it out. Everything's cool. I got 1 bar of boost, but like I explained in the last clip, if I used it right now and it gave me the grip turn, I would get none of it. So instead, I just save it. I'm patient. I let it give me the 3 bar, and then I use all of it to go up the hill. So all things considered, you guys, if you fall out of your drift, just keep holding that throttle. If you've already started to roll on and you've got speed, just tap that brake again and reset it to get your micro drift going. The last clip I will leave you with is all of the pieces of the puzzle put together so you can see all of it. I double tap the brake in the corner to make sure that I consistently do the micro drift. We get a bar of boost, we use it, then we get our 3 bar, and it's just all here. I've got it slowed down to 25% speed so that way you can see it all in slow-mo and hopefully get it all for you. We enter the corner, everything's looking good. You'll see that right here as we start to turn in, I tap the brake and get out of the throttle. Boom, right there. Slowly start rolling on the throttle. It starts turning gray and white, and then I tap the brake again right here to start that drift again because we fell out. As we continue to go through that corner, we're finishing up our micro drift. We've got our 1 bar. Boom, I use it right there. Straighten out, it gives us our grip turn. All the pieces come together. We get 4 bars in a 3 bar corner, and it all goes perfect. All right, definitely a lot to unpack there. At the end of the day, work on this and practice this. This isn't going to come easy, but it's really worth putting the time in. It is something that all of us do when we're setting faster lap times and doing what we do. Another technique that you can apply this is saving boost for the next corner. Track day special is the good example of this. In turn 2, you come around, it's the big right hand sweeper. As you exit that corner, it'll give you a 3 bar of boost every single time. As you have that 3 bar of boost, you'll want to save that for a Tron turn, which I will give you guys a tutorial on soon, for the next left. Your boost will expire, the bar will drop, and it'll just go away before you get there. So you've got to work on saving it. The technique is using a micro drift, but only for a split second. So you be going, you're full throttle, you never let out of the throttle, and then you just tap brake and turn to one side or another for just a moment. So just turn and then you're straight again. And what it does is it'll make the car do a small, tiny drift that the game registers as a drift. And so as the bars drop and you do that, it goes back to the top, waits, and then it starts to drop again. And so you can kind of do that multiple times and just shift the car from side to side a little bit, and you can save those bars of boost. You can micro drift everywhere. Work on doing it in a majority of your sweeping corners that are not super tight, so that way you're building up boost bars for the next tight corner so you can use that to go through it. Guys, that's going to be my micro drift tutorial. I will try to get more in depth if you guys need it. Hopefully this is enough for everybody, because as we know, this is tough for me to make. I'm not very good at it, you guys. At least I feel like I'm not. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.